one day here and not another minute to see the famous sights.
We'll find the romance and danger waiting in it beneath the Broadway lights.
Oh, we've hair on our chests, so what we like the best are the nights.
Tony Yazbeck is having a great week. He just received raves for playing Gaby in On the Town on Broadway, got married on his day off, and now he's landed in the guest chair on Show People. How you doing?
I'm fantastic.
So good to have you here.
It's great to be here.
And I'm glad you got the purple shirt memo.
I know, we match. What happened?
Accidentally matching. It's never happened before.
It.
It's a first.
Yeah.
We're very in sync with each other.
We're in tune.
So do you feel like you're going to get hit by a bus or something? I mean, like you're having a good, things are going good right now for you.
Yeah, it's pretty much an amazing week.
Yeah.
All said and done, it's probably the best week of my life.
Crossing the street very carefully, looking three ways.
Yeah, I'm able to breathe, exhale. That's what I'm doing now. It's just incredible.
Well, let's talk about the wedding first of all. I saw some Instagram photos. I saw some video of you dancing.
Oh gosh,
with your beautiful
that's
bride,
my sister
right?
probably posting everything on Facebook without me even knowing it.
Yeah, I probably saw things you don't know exist.
Yes.
But yes, you danced, right? You did.
Yes, we had our first dance, and we put a little bit in. My wife being a dancer as well, we wanted to choreograph it just a little bit to as a gift for our family. And
is there a lot of rehearsals involved in this?
no, not really, just a couple. We were a little nerved up about it just because we had orchestrated. We had this beautiful 20-piece orchestra, 22-piece orchestra with us called Beantown Swing, and they were just incredible. And I had my MD from my solo show arranged a specific arrangement of Our Love Is Here to Stay for this orchestra, and they put it together, and it was awesome.
You had a full orchestra at your wedding.
We had a full orchestra.
Nice.
It was awesome.
That's awesome.
It was like the one thing I've always wanted at a reception, and we got it. It was just incredible.
And you got married in Maine?
Yes.
Why Maine?
She has family in Maine, and she has family in Boston. And I've worked there. I worked in Maine a couple of times over the years, a long time ago. And Portland is just like this quaint, beautiful, hipster little city. And gosh, I don't know if you've never been there, you've got to go. But it's a beautiful place to get married in. It really is. There were no like slip-ups or. It honestly was the most seamless wedding ceremony and reception. I did not think it was going to go that well, and it was just it kept getting better and better and better, and just more beautiful and spirit-filled, and it was incredible.
It's crazy because so many people, like non-show business people, like sometimes they need like a week off of work before a wedding to like mentally go through it. And you did a show on Sunday?
Right, we did. Gosh, let's see. No, we had off Sunday.
You had off Sunday.
Because the only reason I could do this is because right after opening, I found in the schedule that we had off Sunday and Monday, and I thought,
so 2 days.
I was like, baby,
let's get married. We have 2 days.
This is where we could get. Well, otherwise, I didn't know when we were going to get married. So we did it. We just went, let's go for it. And so we had 2 shows Saturday. I woke up real early, got on a plane. Sunday, we had our rehearsal and rehearsal dinner, and then Monday the ceremony, and the next day woke up and came back. And did a show that night.
Back on Broadway.
It was insane.
Wow. And you guys met. I saw your solo show. You did a great solo show at 54 Below, which I hope you're going to bring back.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, good. Bring it back. A great solo show. Like, well, not solo because you actually like backup dancers.
We had 2 guest artists, Melinda Sullivan, Curtis Holbrook, and this other guy, Matt Kroll, a specific couple, and they were just incredible. They're, best dancers in the biz, and they were awesome with this 4-piece band, and just a sort of a story of my life a little bit, and growing up with divorced parents and encouragement from them, and then going into and finding love and loss, and then ultimately finding real love and connecting the dots. And it was just incredible.
It's a very slick show.
Thank you.
You're doing dancing.
It's definitely an ode to MGM times. It's pretty.
Yeah. But you guys met. You did Singing in the Rain, right?
We did. We met at Singing in the Rain about 2 years ago.
Okay.
In Chicago at the Drury Lane, and it was just kind of love at first sight, really. I mean, it's so cliche to say something like that, but you see somebody and you knew that your life has changed, and so it happened. And a couple days later, it really cemented it, and we sort of knew this was it.
It would have been really funny if you married someone who couldn't dance. Like just a terrible, clumsy, ridiculous.
That would have been fine too.
Really?
I mean,
the wedding dance just seems so perfect.
It was nice that we have an understanding between each other. Her being an artist, and we complement each other so well in that way.
This is Katie.
Katie.
Congratulations, Katie.
Congratulations,
you got Tony. You got Gaby. So Gaby, wow. This is like a role that sort of has been with you? I mean, you've done it multiple times.
Yes.
You did it was that Encore's the first time you did
City
it?
Center was, I think, 6 years ago, actually. Yeah, that was the first time I did it.
And then you did it at Barrington.
Barrington last
and
year.
you have a really interesting career because you work a lot. I mean, you've done a lot on Broadway, you've done a lot in New York, but beyond that, you're sort of always doing shows everywhere.
Yeah, I seem to like to work a lot, as my manager likes to put it. I really enjoy the process more than anything. And so I've found some really amazing directors over the years that once you find them, you just kind of want to keep working with them and asking, "Can I work? What are you doing now?" But new projects with great theaters. There's a lot of great theater across America, and great regional theaters that really care about the work. And sometimes those are the best projects to be part of, even if they're not, in the limelight and on Broadway in New York, but they care, and that's what's so exciting.
It's almost like they invented you in like the 30s or the 40s, and they froze you, and then they unfroze you and said, "Look, we got this guy. Let's get him on." I mean, you're definitely like a throwback, and if you look at your credits, I mean, you do all these classic musical comedy. I mean, you have very, very few like contemporary roles. You know what I mean?
Yes,
I was looking.
there are
I was
a
like,
few,
"Has he ever done anything set today?" Not really.
There have been a couple, but for the most part, there is something that's instilled in my heart about that time period. And I always felt like I was born in the wrong era. Always, I just was like, and there was a point where which, years ago, I thought, am I going to work? Because is this appropriate still? And I realized that, it is. It's timeless. And now it's being able to connect to an audience in 2014 with this kind of material. And that's what's exciting to do.
If you can dance, and you can dance beautifully, then you're set. I mean, because audiences love that. I mean, they love to see a guy, and if you can sing and act and be hilarious on top of it, then, I mean, it seems like you could, like Broadway, okay, On the Town is sort of a rare show for Broadway right now.
It's really rare,
It's
yeah.
definite total throwback, but you could always be working somewhere. I mean,
it's nice to be able to do what I love to do and throw it all together. And I didn't know that when I heard about On the Town 6 years ago, and I was introduced to this role, I didn't know that there was a role like this.
Huh.
I didn't know that I could sing a legit, big, like sort of a classical score that Gaby sings, and then dance and act like that. I didn't know that existed, and so to be able to be introduced in that way, I was like, oh. Wow, this is incredible.
Right.
Because I always thought I either had to dance or I had to sing, and wow, I can do both. Fantastic. Okay.
I know a bunch of you in On the Town did the show at Barrington Stage last summer, and you did it at Barrington Stage probably, I mean, no one thought, oh, now we're going to go to Broadway. I mean, it's very unusual for a regional production in the Berkshires of On the Town to go to Broadway. It's sort of incredible.
No, Rando announced he was doing it, and I basically just called him and said, I'd love a chance to work with you. You're going to do this. And nobody thought this was going to happen. But when we got up there, and I saw the cast, and I saw it was Rando and Josh, and we started to put together, and I was like, this could be really, really good. And then all of a sudden we opened, and we knew we were having fun. But, we're in Pittsfield, Massachusetts with this incredible Barrington Stage Company.
Yeah.
And then, people came up, and these reviews came out that we did not expect.
Right.
We didn't even expect the New York Times to come up necessarily.
Right.
And they did, and we got raved about, and we started to rethink what we had. We didn't just have this little show. We had something special that people cared about.
Right.
So who knows? And then it was a waiting game from there, because you never know.
Right.
You can get raves and nothing can happen. So.
Right. But the cast told me on opening night that there was some good bonding up in the Berkshires, some drinking, some late. So tell me about that.
Well,
when
you're in the Berkshires in the summer, and you got fire pits and music playing, and just this amazing cast and this show about sex in general. I mean, On the Town is music and dance and sex. That's basically what it's about. That's what they meant it to be. We all really bonded a lot, and became brothers and sisters with everybody up there. I mean, it was awesome.
Some drinking.
I mean, a little bit of here and there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't go overboard, but
Okay.
we definitely let loose a little bit.
It's so funny that you haven't done anything really contemporary. I almost picture you in my head. I'm almost picturing you going home, putting on a smoking jacket with your brandy, and you seem as a person almost like a throwback. What is your what's your apartment like? Is it a mess?
Oh no, right now it's a little messy. We got boxes and stuff from our wedding, and my wife is definitely.
What's the least debonair thing about you as in your life? Like
least debonair thing?
Yeah,
I like to
break it
put on
down.
PJs and lay on the couch and drink coffee and
Smoking jacket. I just said that.
Well, I said PJs. I don't know. It's like not even. That's not glamorous at all. But no, I do. Gosh, what's the least glamorous thing? Yeah,
You're not like a dude. You're not like a dude. Like you have like a sophistication about you.
Kinda. I mean, I'm not really like that sophisticated in the morning. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like I wake up and it takes me a couple hours to come to reality. My wife calls me Toby the Bear. She'll hate me for saying that, but because I just like act like a grump and I just walk around the apartment like I'm about to tear someone's head off. I'm getting better, but but as long as I make her breakfast and coffee, we're good again. So it doesn't matter what I do as long as I do that.
One of the big things in your show, in your act that I saw, is that you talked about sort of like how you had this fantasy version of like that what love would be like in your life, and this MGM.
Yeah.
And that life isn't an MGM musical.
I
What
think
is it, like a
young,
Scorsese movie? What is it? It's a...
No, well, right now it feels very MGM-like.
Yeah, now it's pretty good.
It's pretty good right now. But life is a bunch of highs and lows, and you take it with a grain of salt, and you get through it. But I don't know. Yeah, I think I was raised into all those Fred Astaire and Gene Kelly films at age 4.
Because your parents were into it?
I watched it. I literally remember this moment when I was 4. I watched Fred on the TV, and my parents from the other room said, "This kid's got to go to dance class." I was just bebopping to the TV, and I took to it so well, and I think I really related to that. And I think it was probably because my parents got divorced a couple years later that I started to fantasize that this is what real love is, maybe, and maybe it's not what this is, or as amazing as my parents were, I didn't put them together in a connection. I put Fred and Ginger together, and I thought, this is what I want, you know. And so I looked for these heightened emotional relationships my whole life, and then you realize love is a little more real than that, and it's tough and it's challenging. And it's a mirror for yourself, and I didn't see that. I just wanted to look up and see angels all the time, and dance with them, and you realize it's a little different than that.
So life slapped you in the face a little bit?
Absolutely.
At opening night, I asked you some stupid questions, and you said something about that there was a period of time a few years ago where you'd just be wasted. I want to hear about the wasted. I want to hear about messy. I'm trying to break down your your cool, sophisticated thing.
My family's going to be like, "What is he saying?" No, I did. It's interesting that it happened, but it was a transition for me.
Right.
I thought I had it all together, and then sometimes when things fall apart and you go through loss, and then you go through. What am I doing in this business? Everyone's had that. Every actress had that moment where they're like, I just want to leave this business. I'll never be with anybody. Nobody will be with me. All those thoughts. I had a year where I just said, screw it, and it didn't matter. And that year, I guess, was really important for me because I was able to find out what I really wanted to do again, the hard way, and start to learn about accepting love, and that was hard for me. Is what it's like to actually really be loved. I had no idea. So there was some drinking that went on, and too many days with too many women, and it was like a feeling of whatever. And but I thank God for that actually, because I got through it. And you see the other side, and you go, okay, I'm done with that. I had that time in my life, and now I can accept the real thing. So. It was needed.
Right, and then you met this beautiful girl.
I met this beautiful woman,
Woman, yeah.
Woman.
Wife.
I mean, it's hard to say girl now. It's like she's married.
Does it feel good to have a ring on?
It feels incredible.
Something that you have always wanted?
Yeah, I was telling one of my groomsmen, I just said, I feel like it's been meant to be there my entire life, and it's on now, and it's like, I'm like, it's complete. My hand is complete, It's just like sweetie time. I don't know. It just feels really good, I have to take it off for the show, and that's odd.
Right.
I think the last couple nights I've come out of my dressing room, come down the hallway, and went, forgot my ring again. I mean, you have to remind yourself to find it and put it back on, That'll be a process for me. But
Yeah, you can't wear it. Gaby's definitely not married.
no, he's definitely not married.
Definitely not married.
No, he's not even close yet.
Gaby's lost and in love.
Yeah, and he's off to war, and who knows if he survives it. You know, it's like,
Right.
it's a long process for Gaby.
So do you ever just like yearn to do something totally different? Like, do you
Absolutely,
like-
all the times. I mean,
we thought of a good project upstairs. What about
Oh, gosh.
you should do Magic Mike the musical? Total opposite.
I don't know if that's ever going to happen, Paul.
No,
I
you wouldn't.
really-
See, you wouldn't go that. You want it because you want to be like MGM still. You won't just do something. You won't just do
No,
like.
I think I-
Or like what else? What else could you do that's just like modern and crazy? Shake
I
it
don't
up.
know, a play, something like something that has something to do with our social times right now and all the fighting we're doing for
Like
each
a
other.
David Mamet play with a lot of swearing. Would you do that?
I mean, sure, yeah, absolutely.
You're down for that?
Yeah, absolutely.
It'd be so funny to see you as like a guy walking around the streets today.
Yeah.
It'd be so jarring. It'd be
It would
like,
be
look,
nice.
Tony Yazbeck.
You know,
he's-
I have thoughts about wanting to collaborate with somebody to have like a modern day song and dance musical because there's nothing like that. There's nothing that says these are these characters set in 2014,
Right.
And possibly they only express their emotion through song and dance with an ode to MGM. Maybe that's where their heart lies. And so I have these thoughts, and that roam around. But you have to find writers. You have to find writers that
Yeah.
want to write
Yeah,
for guys like me, and that's hard to find too.
I'd love to see you do Singing in the Rain again. I didn't get to see that. I would love to see that. I saw that in London, and that'd be good. Why don't we do that on Broadway next?
We
That's a
could.
good follow-up, right?
We could.
That'd be a
It's
good follow-up
it's
on the town.
a big show.
I mean, you're going to have a nice run on the town, but I'm looking at the next thing.
Well, thank you. I mean, I have to stick to this for a while. It's a lot of discipline to do the show 8 times a week, and salt baths are my friends, and my roller loves me, even though I hate my roller.
That's that big foam
It's
thing?
the
So
foam
what-
thing. My foam thing has like these divots, and it's just like it grates into my thighs and in my back, and I use it like 4 times a day just to stay afloat.
Wow.
In the show.
The
And then my
glamorous
physical
life.
therapists, they're getting to know me well, and my chiropractor and my massage therapist. I mean, it is a lot.
There's a lot of dancing, and you do a big, beautiful ballet in Act 2. What do you ever screw up?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Megan is like tour de force, professional.
Yeah,
comes from the
professional
ballet world, but
ballerina.
she's been a principal at a New York City Ballet for like 10 years at least now, and there's a reason why she's that good. You do it that much. There's some times where we'll be a little off the mark, and we'll just talk to each other a little bit on stage. We'll just give her, at the side of each other's mouth, like 1 turn, 5 turns, over here, now, just giving each other cues so that just in case we're a little off, we can help each other keep each other in check for that, because it's actually quite a dangerous pas de deux. I have some stories of. I mean, I've had bruises. I've hurt my foot. I've hurt. Actually, she'll hate me for saying this, but she I think it was like the 2nd or 3rd preview, and she elbowed me in the face and cut my face open.
Oh, nice.
Which just went.
That was nice.
Well, no, by accident. It was by accident, Megan. She knows it was by
Right.
accident. And I didn't feel it because I just had so much adrenaline. I don't really feel things like that on stage. And all of a sudden there was blood everywhere, and I saw blood all down her costume. And I'm like, is that? And I'm in the middle of the number, and I'm like, whose blood is that? And she goes, it's yours. Sorry. Just as sweet as she is. And we just kept doing the number, and I'm thinking, I have no idea what's going on my face. We end it, we go off, and everybody in the wing is waiting for me just to sit down. And I was like a prize fighter. And I put my head back and put it on it. And
Wow.
I realized it was such a deep cut, I had to go to the hospital that night. And I
Wow.
got 7 stitches in my face from a plastic surgeon. So it was insane. So things like that do happen.
Wow.
In the middle of a ballet.
A bloody ballet. You never know you're going to get a bloody ballet on the town.
Yeah, you never know.
Do you ever wipe out? Like when you're doing a show? I mean,
You
when
mean
you're,
just like lose it and
yeah,
just
like you're
fall
such a good
head
dancer.
first on the,
Do you ever just does anything ever just go embarrass? I wouldn't.
Being completely
it'd be fun to watch
embarrassing?
that. I don't know.
It's
Sorry,
happened
it'd be
before.
terrible for you.
No. I've
You're so
had,
slick. You're so good.
Oh, it happens though. Things like that happen all the time. I mean, look, how many shows are we going to do? 400 shows. I mean, you're bound. Something is going to happen. You
Right.
just have to sort of roll with it.
Right.
It's just the way it is. There's so much dancing in the show.
Right.
As perfect as all these dancers are on the stage, I mean, somebody's going to bail one of these. You know what I mean? Somebody's going to bail one show here and there.
Right.
But it's just the way it is.
So what are your hopes and dreams now? I mean, you kind of look at you and you go like, wow, a lot's happening for him. So what do you want?
What
do you want?
I want to
Let's
enjoy.
make-
I just want to enjoy this.
Yeah.
You know, I've been one of those guys in my past where I've always needed the next thing, and nothing's been good enough, or maybe I need to keep going. I need to keep fighting for something, and I'm realizing life is about a little more about, you know, enjoying the moment and not having to look so ahead all the time. So sometimes things just happen when you do that, I think. You know, when you just
That's
kind of
hard, though. Good luck with that.
enjoy the little things.
It's hard to just
It
sit
is
back
hard.
and let things, right?
I know it's really hard. I mean, I'm the happiest man alive just being married, and having a great opening with some great reviews and stuff has been icing on the cake for me.
Yeah.
So I mean.
What about a collaboration with David Yazbeck? I would enjoy that.
Oh gosh, we would love that.
You talked about
I would love
that.
that. You know, yes. Everyone keeps
Spelled differently.
Everyone keeps saying, like, or keeps thinking we're related, and we're actually not. But we have a very similar ethnicity. Obviously, Lebanese. My father's Lebanese, and I think his father's Lebanese.
Oh,
as
is
well.
that? Oh, okay. I didn't
Yeah.
know that. Okay.
And
Are you related?
No, we're not. No, that's what I'm
Like
saying.
maybe it's just spelling difference. Maybe
We're
some
slight
at
spelling
some point
difference,
there might
yeah.
be like some relation. No.
No, but I did Dirty Rotten Scoundrels with him out in at
Oh,
the
that's
old,
right.
at the old Globe
That's
when
right.
it went out of town, but when it was first started, and he's a great guy. He writes some beautiful music. Really
Yeah,
does.
yeah. Yazbeck and Yazbeck.
Man, let's do
Together.
it.
That could be your follow-up show for Below.
Really?
All
Yeah.
Yazbeck.
All
Yazbeck
Ya-
on Yazbeck.
Oh, there's just a lot of Yazbeck. Jeez. My
Two of my favorites
father
together
would
at
have a heyday
last.
with that. He really would.
Did you make a conscious decision at some point to say, I don't want to get stuck in the ensemble, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You've definitely you did some ensemble work. You were a swing in a few shows, and you were in the ensemble of Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, right?
Yes, and it was right after that.
Yeah.
Right after that, where it was actually Jay Binder and I. We had a meeting, and he said, "It's time." And I always wanted it to be, but I wasn't sure. And like I said, I like to work. I like
Yeah.
to work and be productive, try to make money and pay the bills. And I was at a point where I was taking every job, and he said, "It's time. And if you get a Broadway show or you're in the ensemble, or you get an offer to be in the ensemble, you turn it down." And I just thought, I can't do that, you know. But that's what started happening. And I remember turning down callbacks and turning down things, and I was broke too. That's what was crazy about it. I was broke, and I remember even being in debt, and and I thought, this is insane. But someone believes in me, and I know that I want to say something. I know I want to tell a story, so let's just go for it. And so I did, and I just stuck to my guns, and all of a sudden, when I started to say no to things, people said, "I guess this guy seems serious. Okay, we'll consider him for this. Come on in for this audition." And that's how it starts. And I think that's sometimes as an actress, your only weapon is just to say no, because you don't have too much power as an actor.
Yeah.
But you're selling who you are. That's all you got. You're marketing you. So you just go for it. You believe in it. It was hard, but obviously it worked out okay.
Yeah, it's working out good.
Sometimes it takes a while, but you just
Yeah.
hold on. Yeah.
Yeah, and you had to do work outside of New York, and
Yeah,
keep
yeah.
yourself
And you just
busy
keep
and-
doing it. You find roles here, you find roles here,
Yeah.
and it, not only does it build your resume, but you learn so much as a performer. And
Yeah.
then you start finding these directors who believe in you, and they see
Right.
something, they hone your skill and your craft, and you get better and better. And that was my education.
right.
Yeah.
Sometimes you go do a show up in the woods, and it comes to Broadway.
Sometimes
Look
it
at
just
that.
works out for you.
Look at that. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for being here.
Oh my gosh, this is a
Thank you
pleasure.
for the purple shirt.
Let's
I
do
love
it again.
Very close in color. And everyone needs to see On the Town at the Lyric Theater. It's awesome, and you are just, it's just the perfect thing for you. And I'm
Thank
so
you,
thrilled
Paul.
that it happened.
Thank you so
it's
much.
It's like if you wrote it in a dream book. Like, I would love to do this someday, and it happened.
I'm pretty lucky.
You're a lucky guy and talented.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tony.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching. See you next time.